Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2021 with Southampton in the third season of our save, the final season of our save as well. We're into April and we've actually had a really good run of fixtures and results in between episodes. We've also had our youth intake, so I'm going to hop into a DeLorean and tell you about the youth intake first. We've gone back in time and we have our youth intake. I haven't had a look at any of the players as usual, however, I can see the star ratings, and it looks like a pretty good intake once again. So by the looks of it, we have got 6 players, maybe, that could be reasonably good. 3-star is kind of my cut-off. Anything below 3-star, I don't really bother looking at. So we're going to go from bottom to the top. Adam Lyons, first up, looks okay. Looks like there's some technical stats there. There's some mental stats as well. Physically, he's all right. Not quite sure what his position will be, but he is only 15. Luca Povey is a 15-year-old left-back who is, okay, he's left-footed. That's good to see. Technically, he isn't very good. Physically, he's got some decent numbers there. Acceleration of 12, pace of 8, though. Could do with a bit of work. Looking at his technicals, actually, he's got quite a few 8s and 9s in there. So he's close to getting lots of double figures. He's just not quite there yet. He might be alright. Levi Hards is a 16-year-old Gibraltarian right winger and striker who actually doesn't look too bad. And he's unambitious, which means he probably won't ever want to leave. I think he's quite good. He's probably not going to play for us, but I think there's certainly something with Levi Hards. Jaden Small is certainly not small. He is 6 foot. But he looks decent. 16-year-old centre-back. He's not a left-back or a right-back. I wouldn't play him in either of those positions because he can't really run. Technically needs some work, but mentally, 18 bravery, 19 determination. Those are some good numbers. Jaden looks pretty good. Gary Morrissey, again, mentally looks pretty decent. Aggression of 19 is pretty steep. 17 bravery's there, 18 teamwork. So he's got some very good mental numbers. Physically, he's alright actually, 9s and 10s, 14 jumping reach at 6'4" with a 14 jumping reach is pretty good. He's technically, he has some issues though. He is a 6'4" centre-back, he's not a ball-winner midfielder like they say he is. He is most definitely a centre-back. He could do with some work. But I think Gary might have a bit of a future in football. And the top one, I'm not really quite sure why he is the best potential rating there, but okay. Physically, superb. I say superb. He's not superb, but physically very good. For a 15-year-old, he is very, very good. He will be 16 in about 2 months' time. He's a small man, 5'6". Mentally, he's all right. Work rate and teamwork is decent. Some of his other ones are a little bit less, so determination of 4 is a bit of a problem. Probably need to get him mentored, I think, technically as well. Nothing really stands out amazingly there. Needs a lot of work, but he is only 15. Another player who doesn't apparently have the potential, but I think there's something there, is Pete Grice. He's got mental stats, basically. That's what I'm looking at there. The 17 determination, 15 leadership, 14 flair, which I'm not sure whether that's a good thing. He's also got a natural fitness. Technically, he's not awful. Technique and passing of 11, he's also not bad at a free kick. I think Pete might be alright. I think the 1.5-star potential ability might be a bit less, kind of not particularly fair, but we will see. Now that that is out of the way, let's get on with the usual episode then. So, in between episodes, we've played 4 matches. Obviously, we lost against Man City in the Carabao Cup in the last episode. Let's not talk about that. That's in the past. We played Wolves away from home, beat them 3-0. Harvey Barnes, James Ward-Prowse and Mohamed Salisu with goals here. We then played Sheffield United, beat them 3-1. Danny Ings, Carl Walker-Peters and Ben Chilwell. We then played Brentford, beat them 3-0. Harvey Barnes, Danny Ings with 2. We lost to Liverpool. It's Liverpool. It's fine. I can kind of understand how we lost to Liverpool. But those 3 victories on the spin, 9 goals scored in the space of 1 month, in 3 matches, 9 goals scored. We were second place manager of the month because, you know, there's bias towards Liverpool, as ever. But we have propelled ourselves up to 7th place in the table. We've still got games in hand as well. This is why our April was really busy, because all of our games in hand are basically all being played in April, which kind of sucks because we've got 3 games in hand over some of the sides above us. We are, what's that, 2 points behind 6th place Spurs. We are 13 points behind 4th place Arsenal. But with 2 games on Arsenal, we can make that just 7 points. Don't think we're getting Champions League. Right then, match number 1 of the episode is a local-ish derby. We've already done this once this season in the first episode, I think it was, of Season 3. It is Bournemouth, this time at home. 7th place versus 9th place. This is one of our many games in hand, so we're already starting to basically need to try and win some games. The starting lineup then for the Bournemouth game will be Livakovic in goal. Chambers, Bednarek, Salisu and Chilwell will be the back four today. Bednarek has come in because Soyuncu is currently out injured. Eric Bailly is also injured. Also, Bednarek is very good. He shouldn't be like my third or fourth choice central defender, but basically that's kind of how it's happened because we've obviously got Salisu and Soyuncu who are really good at football as well. Ward-Prowse will be the deep-lying midfielder with Hamza Chowdhury and Oxlade-Chamberlain in front of him, with Djenepo on the right, Harvey Barnes on the left, and Danny Ings as our striker, who has scored 21 goals this season, 8 of them from the penalty spot. He's had 9 penalties and scored 8 of them. I think that's too many penalties. So then, we've already beaten Bournemouth once this season. It was a 2-0 victory in their own backyard. Hopefully we can do the same here at St Mary's Stadium. Should be fairly simple. I said that about the Villa game, didn't I, in the last episode? Also, they've got Nathan Redmond playing for them, who we sold in the summer, so expect him to probably score a goal or two. 17 minutes, and we've got our first highlight. Literally nothing has happened all so far in this match. There's been one shot each and both of them off target so far. Ward-Prowse has the ball, dinks it over. Callum Chambers is going to get on the end of this. I'm pretty sure Chambers and Ward-Prowse came through the youth system at the same time. I think they were very close. Ward-Prowse forward again to Chambers. He's going to cut inside this time across to Djenepo. Djenepo back to Chambers. 2-3 in the box if he can get his cross away. It's actually the fourth man in the box. It's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Ward-Prowse, Callum Chambers, Oxlade-Chamberlain. All three of them were involved in the build-up to that goal. It's a Southampton youth goal, maybe. That's not... It sounded so much better in my head. Do we need to get Luke Shaw back? I feel like we need Luke Shaw. We don't need Luke Shaw. Ben Chilwell's there. Also, I've just seen Bournemouth have Matt Targett playing for them. Another one of the many Southampton youth players playing in the Premier League. Chilwell to Barnes. Barnes across to Chamberlain. Barnes once again, edge of the penalty area. Tries to get some space for himself. He does so. Pavlenka holds on to the effort from the former Leicester man. I think he's former Leicester, isn't he? Pavlenka kicks it long, so the highlight's carrying on. Salisu to Oxlade-Chamberlain in the centre circle on the right, tries to find Chambers, can't do it, and Nathan Redmond has nicked this ball away. He's going to run down that left-hand side, crosses in, Bednarek heads down to Chambers, back to Livakovic. What's happening with this highlight? What's going on? Chilwell to Chamberlain, back to Chilwell, left-hand side is Harvey Barnes. Barnes is going to cut across to that right-hand side. Is he going to keep going? Djenepo's off there to the right as well. Chambers isn't actually filling up the space, he's there eventually. Tries to... Danny Ings is going to have his 10th penalty. It's going to be his 10th penalty of the season because that is 100% foul. Here we go. Come on, referee. Give the penalty. Give the penalty. There we go. Danny Ings then. He's scored 8 at the start of this episode. Is he going to make it 9 out of 10 for the season? His 22nd goal of the season as well if it goes in. He's put it underneath the keeper. It is 2-0. Danny Ings is on fire this year. He's 30 years old as well. Like, in real life, I say real life, in other Football Manager saves... This would be the point where I'd consider selling Danny Ings because he's got a 3 at the start of his age. In this, he's superb. He's still just banging goals left, right and centre. That goal as well puts us up to 5th place in the table. 2 minutes left of the first half. Bournemouth do have the ball. It's Doherty with it. I think they must have signed him from Spurs. Danjuma on that right-hand side. Crosses it in. Redmond's at the back post. And Nathan Redmond scored. I told you he would. I told you Redmond would score. It's 4 for the season. It's 2-1. Bournemouth most definitely not out of this game yet. In typical Football Manager fashion, that Redmond goal was their first and only shot on target. So, yeah, we're battering them. 10 shots, 8 of them on target, 2 goals to our name. They've had 2, 1 on target and 1 goal. So, yeah, we need to keep going. I'm not happy. I'm not happy because I want more goals. Ward-Prowse is demotivated. Maybe we need to bring him off. We do obviously have some options on the bench. I say we obviously do. Who have we got on the bench? Kamara. There you go. We've got Maddie Kamara on the bench. Also, big bad Barry Rogers is there. All the while it's 2-1. It's a bit concerning because all it's going to take is one accidental chance, one slip up, and they could be 2-2. We need to get that third goal. Not a lot is really happening in the second half either. Right, what are we going to do? We're going to take Harvey Barnes off. We're going to do St Maximin and then swap you two over because I prefer St Maximin on the right for some reason. I don't know why, I just do. And we're also going to do Ben Chilwell off for Barry Rogers. I'm determined to make Barry Rogers half decent at football. He's getting better. slowly. I've just realised we put Barry Rogers up against Nathan Redmond. Why have we done that? Corner for Ward-Prowse. First highlight of the second half. Salisu was there at the back post, but heads it just wide or over, or maybe both. Second half hasn't been exactly the most exciting game of football. We're going to do our final change with 10 minutes left to play. It is going to be... What do we do? Shay Adams on for Danny Ings. I know Ings has scored, but maybe Adams basically can do something slightly different. Probably should have done Genepo off, actually, as he's losing fitness. So is Chowdhury, so is Oxlade-Chamberlain, so is Salisu, so is Chambers. Shouldn't have taken Ings off. 4 minutes of injury time. That is all we've got left. We've had very little of this second half shown at all. I think there was only one highlight. It is 2-1 then against Bournemouth. We have got 3 more points in the bag. We should have scored 2. We did score 2. Danny Ings, 22 goals this season. Most of them from the penalty spot. Hands on hips. Well done, lads. I've decided the hands on hips is my pose to go to because I don't think I've ever seen a grown man do a hands on hips pose in front of other grown men. It's kind of the thing you do to tell off children. So then, one of our games in hand has been played. 3 points in the bag against Bournemouth. Up into 5th place. Still, what is that? 12 points behind Chelsea, who've also got a game in hand. I don't think we're getting Champions League, but if we can finish, 5th or 6th, that's a decent season. We're going to go a little bit further forward now to the middle of April, where we're going to play West Ham. So we've got Fulham and Brighton, 2 teams that I suspect we should be able to beat in between as well. We'll come back for the West Ham game. And then we've got a relatively tough run-in with Everton, Chelsea and Spurs, but then Norwich, Birmingham, Villa, you'd think we should pick up, 9, maybe 7 points from those 3 final games. So yeah, we'll come back in just a second for the West Ham game. This is the face of somebody who's very disappointed with our last 2 results. We've lost both of them against, I think it was 19th and 17th place, something stupid like that, and didn't even score a goal. So yeah, we lost 1-0 against Fulham, Mitrovic with the goal here. We lost 2-0 against Brighton, Guy and Benza with both the goals. And we were just awful. We couldn't score goals. We could not score goals to save our lives. We've dropped points. That is 100% points dropped. We should have picked up 6 points from those games. Instead, we got absolutely 0. We've now got to play West Ham, which is, in theory, a harder match than the 2 we've just played. The starting lineup then for the West Ham game will be Livakovic in goal, a back 4, which is effectively full strength for the first time in quite a while. Walker-Peters, Bednarek, Salisu and Chilwell. I say effectively, Soyuncu is on the bench. He has been out injured, can play 75 minutes. I don't really want him to get injured again. It will be Ward-Prowse. No, it won't. It'll be Chowdhury. He's the one who sits in that regista role. Ward-Prowse and Oxlade-Chamberlain in the middle of the pitch, with Genepo, St Maximin and Ings as our goal-scoring threats today. Harvey Barnes has been awful the last few matches, so we are going to criticise your recent form. We're going to put my arm around him. He's encouraged. Nothing changed by us doing that. You have to start playing at a higher standard. Good. He listened. He did say that he doesn't want to sit on the bench, so we're going to sit him on the bench. Right then, the first thing we need to do is score a goal, because this month, yes, we beat Bournemouth, but we've lost 3-0, 2-0 and 1-0 out of 4 games, and then we've beaten Bournemouth 2-1. We need to score a goal in this. Felipe Anderson has the ball for West Ham. Fornals goes for goal. It's a block from Salisu. Fornals gets it back though. Vecino, left-hand side is Lesage. Is that how you say his name? Julian Lesage. So it's gone over the bar anyway. I completely forgot to mention the league table situation as well, because obviously we didn't pick up any points. We've actually dropped down the table. We've played, I think, another one of our games in hand as well. We're on 52 points currently, but obviously there's 1 point coming from this potential draw with West Ham as well. Seriously? Walker-Peters is injured again. Carl Walker-Peters this season, he's been injured fairly frequently. Like January, February, April, twice in April. He's not having a good time. He's not having a good time at all. We're going to go for... Do we go for Kolasinac? Do we try something different? Do we try Gravenberch as a right back? He can't tackle. He can't do that. We'll do Soyuncu and then we'll probably rearrange because I don't know. There we go. Bednarek can play as a right back. I was going to say I'm not sure he can, but he has the physical stats. He just can't really cross. I'm starting to wonder whether I've changed this to have no highlights because nothing's happening. No, we definitely have highlights. We definitely have highlights. It's taken 40 minutes and we've got potentially a goal. Bednarek, I say potentially a goal. Optimistic, I think. Ward-Prowse now has the ball. Oxlade-Chamberlain, St. Maximin, across to Ben Chilwell. Acres of space for the fullback, and the fullback does blast it into the back of the net. What was I talking about, potentially a goal? We've actually got a goal. It's 1-0. As we go into half-time, hopefully we can hold on until half-time as well. And then just start the second half on the front foot. Pope with the goal kick for West Ham. Finds on the right-hand side is Felipe Anderson. He gets past his man with relative ease, but St. Maximin with a wonderful slide tackle to recover. Now the goal scorer Chilwell. Back to Livakovic. That was close. That's going to be VAR, isn't it? Livakovic and Soyuncu pass in. Chilwell, back to Soyuncu. Here we go. We're going to see it. That looks like it might have crossed the line, you know. Don't be a goal. Don't be an own goal. It's not a goal. Okay. Right, half-time then. It is 1-0, and it's been a weird match. It's been a very weird match. Hands on hips, teapot stance, let's go. I'm not happy. I'm never happy. I'm never happy with how the team are performing, unless they're 7-0 up. Early chance in the second half. Chamberlain with it, edge of the penalty area. Is he going to try and go for goal himself? Nope, goes back to Hamza Chowdhury. Oxlade-Chamberlain once again. Chowdhury with a bit of space. Right-hand side is Bednarek. Ward-Prowse. Bednarek needs this. Instead, he's gone off to the left-hand side for St. Maximin. Can he keep it in? He does just about manage it. Chilwell now crosses it in. Ward-Prowse is there. But Declan Rice gets there first. Soyuncu can bring the ball forward. Finds Chilwell now. Left-hand side. On the ground to Oxlade-Chamberlain. St. Maximin to Chilwell. Lovely bit of football we're doing right here. Genopo's at the back post. Why did he header it backwards? Why did he do that? Why did he header it back? Ward-Prowse's effort wasn't the best. Goes wide of the goal. We've got ourselves a corner just a minute or so later on. Soyuncu's headed effort this time goes over the bar. Still 1-0. We've had more highlights in the first 5 minutes of the second half than we have in the entirety of the first. That was it, wasn't it? That was all of our highlights. We've just used them all in the space of about 5 minutes. We're now 65 minutes on the clock. We are going to do ourselves a change. I don't really know what we're going to do. Danny Ings off. Ali Akman can come on. I want Akman to score a goal. He hasn't managed to do it yet in the Premier League. I want him to score a goal. I think he's got one in like the Carabao Cup, possibly. But he's not done it in the league just yet. Final 15 minutes. We're going to give them an encourage. Is it going to smile up any faces? That's not a saying, but that's what we're going to use. It doesn't look like it has. Right, final change then. Gerrard coming off because he's uninterested. We're going to do Harvey Barnes on. He's going to play on that right-hand side. There's a free kick that isn't a highlight, but we're going to see it anyway. Rice heads the ball clear. I imagine that's probably why it's not a highlight. Chilwell's going to collect it. I don't think anything's going to come from this, but it might do. St. Maximin has the ball on the left-hand side, crosses it in. No, he doesn't. We win a corner. Something might come of this. Nope, no, we don't get to see the corner. Instead, we get to see a West Ham one instead. Felipe Anderson takes it. Soyuncu doesn't get there. Sebastian Haller does, but it goes wide. It's looking like we're going to pick up 3 points against West Ham, turn our poor form around, but this hasn't exactly been a convincing 3 points, has it? We've got a minute left to play. It's going to be 1-0. Maybe not. Maybe not. There's 20 seconds. Manea's throw to Vecino. He's got a yellow card. Jared Bowen into the penalty area. Crosses it in. Felipe Anderson's there. And there's the equaliser. Or is it? The referee has his hands up. Was he offside? We're going to see some VAR. VAR might save the day here. Goal disallowed. VAR. I love you, VAR. We've got 3 points. We have got 3 points. How offside was he? I bet he wasn't even close, was he? Okay, yep, he was offside. Good. Full time then. We do manage to win 1-0. Not a good performance. Well, I say not a good performance. Looking at the ratings, it actually was a good performance. But we had 1 goal. 1 goal from all of these chances. 15 chances. We only had 5 on target. Teapot stance. Here we go. Well done, boys. Everyone, big greens everywhere. Big greens for everyone. Well, 3 more points then in this episode, and we've moved ourselves into 6th place. We are still a long way, 10 points behind a Champions League spot now, with no games in hand on Arsenal. I don't think Champions League's going to happen. Next episode will be the final episode of the Southampton save. So hopefully we can fight. Hopefully we can fight. That's all I want. What is this Walker-Peters injury? He's broken his ankle. He has broken his ankle. That's his season. Well, obviously his season's over. He's got a broken bloody ankle. But this season, not even this season, this year, he's had 4 injuries. This calendar year, he's had 4 injuries. Pulled knee ligaments, twisted ankle, pulled groin, now a broken ankle. Walker-Peters is not having much luck at all at the moment. it means if we were playing this any longer, I'd probably look for a new right back in the summer. So then next episode will be the final episode of the season, and I'm going to pop myself over to that side so you can see what we've got left to play. Everton, Chelsea and Spurs I will be playing off camera. Hopefully 2 points. I'm expecting 2 points out of that. If we can get anything more than that, then that's a success. I'm going to come back for probably Norwich. It might actually be just the Birmingham derby matches, even though we're both at home. It'll be Birmingham and Villa. So yeah, we might come back for those ones. But basically, next episode will be the final episode of Season 3 and the final episode of the Southampton save. Thank you very much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you are new here and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I will be back next time, as I mentioned, with the final episode of Season 3. Hopefully, it's going to be a good one. Hopefully, we can finish in a Europa League spot. That's really what we want to do. It's progress. It's nowhere near as bad as the second season. We've got to a Carabao Cup final. All is well. I will see you in the next episode. See you later.